What's up everyone, Sigs here, and today we have part 9 of a series in which I showcase a variety of Pokemon TCG singles that I've picked up recently in as much detail as possible, close up, and in 4K resolution. Whether you're new to the Pokemon TCG, or even if you've been collecting for a long time, there should be something here that you maybe haven't seen before, and certainly not in this much detail. There's a link to a playlist containing all of my Pokemon TCG videos down in the description, so be sure to check that out after this video if you'd like to see more cards in stunning 4K detail. But for today's video, we will be starting off with this, which is the Pokemon Breeder. This card is an ultra rare from the Shining Legends set, for which I paid $7.83, and it's a really cool full art trainer with a lot going on. You can see this foil pattern moving across the card, and the card does pop pretty well in the light. Great contrast there of that yellow background, but I think the coolest part, as you've probably already seen, is this textured pattern. You can see the way that the holographic swirls differently on the different lines of the texture, and if we get it in the light, you can see there's this really cool pattern going on there with these alternating squiggles of the background contrasting with the texture lines on the trainer's clothing, also contrasting with the matte finish on the trainer's skin, really adding a depth to this card and making it seem like it almost moves in the light. So I'll get you in up close here once again in 4K. You can see those texture lines, a little bit of the foil pattern, and all in all, just a really cool full art artwork on this Pokemon Breeder trainer card. And next up, we do have another full art card. This time it is the Zeraora V-Star. This card is an ultra rare from Crown Zenith's Galarian Gallery, for which I paid $12.30. This one has a slightly different foil pattern with those holographic rays moving diagonally across the card. It does pop quite well in the light, some nice color contrast with that neon technological background there. And this card is also textured, so it doesn't quite have the same patterning of the background that the previous card had, but these texture lines do line up with a lot of the art lines, which really makes this card pop and adds a sense of depth to it. So I'll get you in up close once again in 4K. You can see this really cool full art artwork that pops great in the light with these really cool texture lines and this diagonal holographic pattern. Really a lot going on with this card that you might not get from just a scan or a picture of the card, that you really have to see in person or in this video to get the full sense of what's going on. And another card that has a lot going on with its art style that's hard to see in pictures is this Solgaleo GX. So this ultra rare is from the Sun and Moon base set. I paid $4.49 for it, and there's a few key features. So first of all, we have this diagonal holographic pattern, and the card does pop really well in the light, especially with this cayenne colored silhouette and stenciling on the Solgaleo. But what's really cool about it, I think, is this textured background. Once again, you can see different shapes in alternating directions, almost like a gemstone or shattered glass type effect. And when the light hits it in various directions with the holographic, it really sparkles. So for a card under $5, I think this looks absolutely amazing. Get you in up close, let you see those texture lines in great detail, along with this full art artwork of this very cool card that just has so much going on for it. And another card that has quite a lot going on for it is this Cynthia's Garchomp. So this is a newer card from the Destined Rivals set. It is an ultra rare that I paid $8.80 for. It has that same ray holographic pattern, and once again pops amazingly in the light. That silhouette on Garchomp just looks great, I think. And this card is also textured. You can see the various texture elements going on, these rays of alternating texture pattern coming in from the top right of the card, the way that the texturing on Cynthia's hair and face contrasts with the flat silhouette lines, with the same effect happening down on Garchomp itself there. Just a really, really cool card. Cynthia, a very popular trainer there, looking on from the background to her Garchomp here. And even though this card's a little bit pricier with all of the different elements happening together in this card, I think you can see why it's deserving of that price. But you don't have to spend a lot to get really cool looking cards, as we'll see here with the Regirock EX. This is also an ultra rare from the Destined Rivals set. However, I only paid $1.78 for it. And it does feature a lot of the same elements. We have that same great color contrast with the silhouette, the same ray holographic pattern, and this one is even textured as well. We can see the texture on the background there, those little shapes, almost like little rocks themselves, complementing the rock body of Regirock there, and adding depth to the card with the textured background. And all in all, as I get you up close here in 4K, I think this card looks really good for being less than $2. That great silhouette and color contrast, the awesome texturing going on with the background and the texturing on the Pokemon itself, and this really cool shiny holographic pattern, I think just looks pretty good. Another card that doesn't cost very much but still looks pretty good is this Unknown V. This card is also an ultra rare. It is from the Silver Tempest set, and I paid 97 cents for it. Now, this card's a little bit different. It has more of a glossy finish, you can see there. It does pop pretty well in the light, although it doesn't have that same depth, as it does not have any texturing, and that glossy finish does eat into the overall color contrast a little bit. But regardless of that, we do have a holographic pattern on the card there, contrasting with the matte body on Unknown itself. And I think the main selling point is going to be this really cool full art artwork there. Unknown in an action stance, either leaping away or towards something, depending on how you look at it, I suppose. And for less than $1, I still think this looks really good. And while we're on the topic, another budget card that looks really good is this Crobat V. Now, this Sword and Shield Black Star promo does have a lot more going on with it, and for only $1.21, you get this ray holographic pattern. You get this amazing pop in the light, the silver of the card contrasting with the colors of Crobat amazingly. And we have texturing on this one as well. You can see that background there, these alternating ray lines emanating from behind Crobat, really lending to a sense of motion and action, and making the whole card just shine and sparkle, complementing the shiny nature of this Crobat card in a really thematic way. So I'll get you in up close there. You can see those little texture hash lines moving in different directions, the texture on Crobat itself. For only $1.21, I think that is just incredible, and I hope that you enjoy seeing it in this amazing level of 4K detail. And next up, before our really special big finisher card, we have a couple of very cool full arts. First up with this Paris. This ultra rare Galarian Gallery card cost me $2.99, and there's not as much going on in terms of crazy holographic or texturing, but we do have a nice flat holographic pattern in the background, which contrasts quite nicely with the matte finish on the Paris. And this card does pop okay in the light, but once again, I think the best part of this card is just the full art artwork. Paris having a little snack in the meadow here. Just a very cool full art style of a Pokemon that a lot of people like, that you could pick up for pretty cheap. And in that same style, we have one that I think is really fun. So believe it or not, this is a Ditto. It may look like a herd of Numel here, but as you can see from the face, that is in fact a Ditto in this ultra rare card from Crown Zenith's Galarian Gallery that I paid $4.20 for. Once again, we do have a flat foil background that contrasts the matte finish on the Ditto itself. And this card pops a lot better in the light. Really vibrant green coming through of that field there, as well as the blue sky and the white mountains in the background. And all in all, I just think this is such a fun artwork. At first glance, it looks like it's probably a Numel card, but in fact, it is a Ditto hiding out with its funny little face there. So, pretty fun card from the Crown Zenith Galarian Gallery for under $5, and one that I hope you enjoy seeing. But for our last card, we have some of the best elements from all of these cards combined with even more on top, because it is the Miriam Full Art Trainer card. This card is a special illustration rare from the Scarlet and Violet base set that I paid $21.78 for. And in addition to the foil pattern going all across the card, we have these confetti foil sparkles, these little specks of holographic popping at different angles, almost like confetti raining down. And we do have the matte finish on Miriam and her books and papers there, contrasting against that foil background. Now this card pops amazingly in the light, some great color contrast there in this pastel tone. I think just looks amazing. And additionally, as with all SIRs, it is textured. Although it is a little bit hard to see on this card, if we get closer, you can see these texture lines. You can see on the Pikachu's face on the painting there, on Miriam's hair, and across the background. No crazy patterning like that first card we looked at, but the texture lines moving along with the art lines do still add a sense of depth to the card and really helps that confetti to pop at the right angle. So we'll get you in up close, in focus, in 4K. You can see the texture lines quite a bit better there on this really cool full art trainer card. Special illustration rare, amazing color pop in the light, cool confetti foil pattern, some additional texturing and the contrast of the trainer themselves, along with the foiling of the background, all ties together to one card with just so many cool elements going on. And as I mentioned before, it's something that you might not notice from just a scan or a picture of the card, and that you really have to see in person or in one of my 4K videos to get the full effect of this awesome special illustration rare. But that's going to be all for today's video. Stay tuned because I do have a lot more videos like this coming out. I have hundreds more cards to go through in all different art styles, and we'll take a look at the various effects of the cards, the various artworks, up close in as much detail as possible, so that you'll know exactly what these cards look like in person before you decide if you might want to purchase them for yourself. But as far as today's video goes, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great day. Take care. Peace.